if we have some time left, maybe we're gonna add some other details. So we'll see. We're gonna start with the pencil. If you're gonna use tubes, watercolor tubes, so we need yellow, orange, green, a little bit of blue, but mostly the yellow and the orange. We're gonna need 2 brushes, thin one and medium one, and water. And remember that I'm gonna draw hard with my pencil so you can see, but you don't press too hard unless you want to see the pencil after you're done with the watercolor. Okay. You can do it horizontal or vertical, or your choice. I'll do it horizontal. And we're gonna start with an oval in the middle of the page. So we're gonna do a big oval in the center. If it's a circle or a little bit more oval, it's not a big deal. We need just to know where the cat will be. Okay, the next step is going to be the head of the cat. It will be a little bit down from the center of the circle, and this is going to be an oval. So the head is somewhere here. Okay, did a little bit more of a circle than the oval. But again, we can fix those things. Now, just the guidelines. And we're going to start with drawing the cat. So this is going to be our center line. The cat head is a little bit tilted, so instead of vertical, I'll change it a little bit on the left side. So this is going to be my center line. And the ears, we're going to go symmetrical on both sides. So I'm doing the outside of the ears. Then I'll add the inside. And inside here, I'm going to erase a circle inside the ear. Then a guideline that goes in the center, horizontal. We're gonna do first the nose. So the nose, we're gonna going to cross the both guidelines in the middle. Then we're gonna go down with 2 nostrils. Here it's like a triangle, but there is 2 half arches for the nostrils. Then erasing inside. Then we're gonna do the big mouth. So the top line of the mouth is a little bit it's going down a little bit, very soft. It's not a straight line, it's pointing down a little bit. Then two sides rounded and going all the way down. And after that, we can erase the guidelines. Okay. So after that, we're gonna do the decoration. So the decoration starts a little bit before the ear. So we're having this line of the ear going a little bit down, then going up in the arch and connecting to the nose, but not all the way. Then going over. And the same thing, the line is round, starting with the round and then going down. So am I too fast or it's okay?
It's good.
Good, okay. Next step, we're gonna do the eye. It's a big oval. Then you can do a line that is on a side. No, actually, sorry, not like that. It's basically starting from the nose, going this direction. And you can add those small triangles that makes the cat eyes. You know. And then we can erase. And a little selecting from the eye. Then the same distance from the nose to the other way. We're going to do the closed eye. Okay. Then I'm gonna add 3 actually there are 2 on that side and 3 shapes on that side. I'm gonna do the whiskers. And the teeth, the tooth. So 1 straight line in the center of the head. Then 2 lines next. Then Next one gonna be just a little bit smaller than the front ones. Then the next one, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think on that side, I need to make them a little bit bigger. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one. And here we have 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna round them down in their corners a little bit. Don't go too much up. They're gonna look a little bit weird. Okay. So my lines are a little bit too rough and dark. Don't do them so strong. Oops. Okay, we can do add 2 dots on that side and 1 dot here. And we're basically done with the head. The only thing is mine is a little bit too round. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a little bit from that side and a little bit from that side. And I'm gonna erase. Can I continue with the body or to wait a few minutes?
I'm good.
Good, can I continue? Okay. Okay, now we're gonna do the bust. So we have already the circle. Before the ear on the left side, we're gonna take out a little bit, go inside. And then we're gonna go a little bit outside, all around the head, going down. And after that, we're gonna start going a little bit further from the circle that we did. Just a little bit like that. And we don't see exactly, but I'll do a paw here. Then I'm gonna erase. Then I'm going to continue over the circle, going, and then I'm gonna go out a little bit and connect. So it looks like a little bit more like a bus on the top. So there is a top of the bus and then going a little bit down and going straight. Then from kind of the beginning of the year, we're gonna have one line, then somewhere here, the other line. Oops. And there is a little triangle going into the head too. This one. This is actually, this is the second decoration. And 1, 2. Okay, next one is we're gonna do the tail. So the tail, we're gonna start from under the line, going out, rounding, and going back all the way here. Erasing. Okay, mine is a little bit too thick for a tail, so I'll make it a little bit thinner. Let's put more thinner. That. And I am assuming that the other paw is coming somewhere here. Not exactly sure, but looks kind of logical. And we're gonna do 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we're gonna add the windows. Again, from the center, we're going up and down like that. And other window. And the inside. Then I'm gonna draw a line here. And I'm gonna start adding the window. So my ear is a little bit different than over there, but not a big problem. We're gonna start adding windows. And if you get more windows or less windows that you see, it's not a problem. I guess I have a little bit more. And the last 2 or 3, they're gonna be more kind of a triangle windows with soft edges. And then we have a few lines here. And I'm not exactly sure the decoration, but I'm gonna do a few dark spots here with the orange. And I am moving to the tree. So we're gonna do the trunk just like that. And we're not gonna draw the tree, we're just gonna outline approximately how we want the tree to be. Later, we're gonna do with the watercolor. And I'm gonna add just a few kind of random stones in front here. That's a little bit more details. Maybe we're not gonna finish, but at least with a pencil we have something. And I'm ready to start coloring. So for the easy coloring, we're gonna start. Are you ready or should I wait? Maybe I should wait you. I'm gonna try with light.
All right, I'm ready.
So I'm not sure if you're gonna see my yellow, so I'm gonna use kind of orange. So you can see. And basically it's okay to go over even the orange spaces, because with the darker color we can go over. The only problem is that we may need to wait a little bit to dry, but that's not a problem because we can work on the tree. So basically I'm gonna go everywhere except the white and the green here. So I'm coloring everything. And when you're coloring, don't use too much water. And also, this is a flat color. We're not gonna do any shading or watercolor effects, so it's easier when you have less water in this case. So I forgot, here on the back, we see the back window, which actually I did my tree too small. So I'm gonna add more to the tree so the green would be seen behind. So sorry about that. I didn't pay attention to that. So on the back window, the windows, you can do the window on the back side that it's going to be green. So that part, it's going to be green. You'll see it later. Also, if you want to add some details, you can add them now. They need to be white, but you don't have to. One here, I guess those are lights. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Leaving the windows. White. And if you already colored somewhere with yellow, don't go over because it will get darker color. So try to connect between the two parts. In between the yellow. Okay. I'm going to switch to my thinner brush. And I'm going to fill the light green with light green, the what we see behind. Actually, it's the tree. Here and here. I forgot my notes. Okay. Now I'm switching again to the bigger brush. And I'm gonna color the tree. So now it's okay to use more water because Anyway, we're gonna have darker color, and if it's a little bit patchy, it's okay. Don't need a completely perfectly flat color. So we're doing the light green first. Okay. So my yellow is still wet. I'm gonna work on the inside of the bus, those dark parts. And it's kind of dark brown. You can mix orange with purple to get brown if you don't have the brown, or a little bit of brown with black will do that too. And I'm gonna do that. So now, because there are small shapes that you need to fill, so less water, it's gonna be helpful. So it's not spreading and it's easier to control. So make sure that your green here is dry. Water. You're very quiet. If you have any questions, please ask. So my yellow is dry. I'm gonna use the orange and a bigger brush. So now I'm gonna use a little bit. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of shading. So when I'm doing the orange, I'll add a little bit more paint on the right side and a little bit less paint and more water on the left side. Orange. Let's try this orange. It's bright. I'm gonna add just a little bit brown to that so it's not too bright. And we're gonna go over the yellow here. I'm going like that. A little bit more. So I'm holding the brush in that direction, kind of horizontal flat up to the center, somewhere here. Then I'm gonna dip it in the water, take a bit the water out, and with less paint, I'm gonna continue. I'm trying to get this shading part. Also, until it's wet, you can add a bit more color here on that. I make it a little bit darker. That. The same here, that orange. So there are two ways you can do everything the same, and until it's wet, you can add more, a little bit dark here and spread it. So I probably will need to do my inside a little bit darker, because when it dried out, it became the same color, which is not a problem. First, I'll continue with the orange. We have the ears. Okay, we can add a bit darker on that side. The nose. The also that one. The here. And those part a little bit darker. They're slightly lighter than here. So they have less paint and a little bit of water. Then the tail. Again, the tail a little bit darker at the edge. Then one up here. And I'm gonna add a few spots here on the bow. I'm going to go to the inside of the bus. I'm gonna mix a little bit darker brown and gonna go over it, so it feels like more like the inside, like the shadow inside. make sure when you do the second layer is dry. The first layer is dry. Okay. Keep going. So with watercolors, usually when the paint is wet, looks darker than it's dry. So what happened here? I thought it's darker, but it wasn't enough. Okay. So with a little bit more watery paint, I'll do the stones here in front. You can be a little bit more loose here when you're coloring them. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm moving to, actually you can give also a bigger brush, a light tone to the ground. You can go over, even they're not completely dry, that's fine. You can go over the stones a bit. Then I'll take brown again, and I'm gonna do the trunk. And going to the darker green now. I'm gonna mix two of my greens. And very loose and free, I'm gonna do a little bit of shadow. Like on the right side that we did those lines over the tree. And you can add more if you don't, even if you don't have them on with a pencil. Just and until it's wet, there is a question. Oh, it's not a question. I'm using coping paper with watercolors. Is this a question or just a... Oh, okay. Yeah, you definitely need a good paper for the watercolor. Thicker. Okay, so with clean brush and a little bit of water, I'm gonna mix between a little bit like that. And what we can do, we can take very light blue with a lot of water and add some, you see a little bit of kind of clouds behind, but you don't draw everything, just a little bit with the blue. And then some white, some water. So you have the white of the paper. So if you want to get a little bit more volume, you can add a little bit darker color on, no, it's too dark. Again, on the right part, you adding dark, then cleaning the brush and spreading a little bit, but you don't get a line. A little bit here. A little bit here. So I keep the paint on the tip of the brush. And then I'm kind of spreading with just water. Same here, a little bit. And the nose. Then spreading a bit with water. I think those definitely can get a little bit darker. And a little bit more color here to the stones. I have some bleed here. It wasn't, yes, I think dry, but that's okay. I also will add just a little bit, again, light blue, just a bit here on some of the green things. Make it a little bit more rich color. You can add a little bit darker blue on the edge of the clouds too, so they kind of pop up a little bit more. And I think that's it.